We'll start by jumping into Lumbridge first. I want to check out the new refreshed graphic areas. Let's do that. And with their graphical refresh, they've marked down all the areas they've changed so far. The Lumbridge Swamp, the Lumbridge and Draynor area. Moving up towards Varrock, Grand Exchange. They've done Edgeville and also the Monastery. And the green areas have been completely refreshed. The blue areas have had a lot of things refreshed, but not necessarily as much as green. And there you've got Fort 4 and 3, the pathway that leads to Mauritania, as well as the Archaeology Guild area. They've done some changes over at the Wizard's Tower and also to the Falador area. Draynor Manor has had some changes. They've not touched Rimington, but they've done the areas around Rimington, the area south of Falador, the area west of Falador, and also they've done quite a bit on Taverley and Burthorpe. At least the city area, not the mountains around that. Even some changes up in the Goblin Village and north of Falador as well. So areas they haven't done yet include Rimington, Port Sarim, and they want to do those later, so that will probably be coming. They've also not touched any of the desert area yet. Here's the new oak tree. I like it a lot. It's got roots of the original oak tree, but it just looks refreshed and better. The willow tree is also right here looking nice. You instantly recognize the tree, which is good, but it also feels like it fits into a more modernized look of the game. These normal trees also look great. It's funny because this is a modern take on the upgraded look of trees. The old school trees, they're more round, and they have some of those over in the archaeology dig site area in RuneScape 3. But these ones have the more modern look of the newer RuneScape 3 ones. It's good to have some variety though, so having a mix of both of those I think would be good. Inside the courtyard here, they've still got the decorations for the 25th anniversary. That probably will get cleared up at the end of January. So the castle itself is looking gorgeous with the new rock and stone. And we've got a new dining room in there. Okay, let's check the other floors though, because there are more floors to this place. Second floor looking good. Duke's got himself a new red bed. We've got the new bank style system on the top floor. Could go even further up as well to the spot here. Looking very clean. I like it. Okay, if we swing through the back here, we can go through this little gateway, and then we're into the forest area by Lumbridge. And this place looks gorgeous with these new trees and the foliage. They've really done a great job filling in that big crater that was here for 10 years, plus 10 years, yeah. They recently moved the Ham headquarters back over here as well. That was repurposed to the east side of the river for a long time, but it's now back in the original location, so that's good. And the cliff it's on. I really like the new stony rock architecture that they're going for in these new buildings. If we have a look on the inside as well, I'm not sure if they modernized this a while back, but it looks good now. They may have changed out assets before and mainly focused on the outside look of things now today. Really enjoying the style that they've gone with here. We'll just have a look around. Here's the fishing store. Everything feels like it fits very nicely into the world. Nothing is slapped into place. It all seamlessly kind of transitions, if you know what I mean. It's got nice textures on it, a nice amount of detail. I like the rocks they've used here. The rocks feel like they fit into the building style. This rock wall is really neat too. It's an art style I really enjoy looking at. It's got detail, but it's still a bit cartoony. It has a very nice balance in that sense. The windmill here has been updated as well. You can climb to the top of it. There's a nice feeling to it. Stone and wooden fences look good. That this place has been upgraded with the new wood textures, new planks. There's a lot of clutter with the grass. I like that a lot. They didn't do too much with Draynor Manor itself because it generally looks good already as it is. But they might have touched up the trees a little bit, I think, perhaps. It's mentioned that they did some light changes here, but not too much. Frankly, I don't think that Draynor Manor needs much of a change. It already looks quite good since they changed it for the Halloween event a few years back. It's not identical to old school's Draynor Manor, but it is generally quite close. I don't go through here enough to pick up all the small changes they've made to it, but this farm area here, I believe, has also had a nice refresh in their trees and foliage. Farming spots themselves have stayed the same. The cabbages I'm wondering if are new, but I could be wrong. But they do look quite good, quite crisp. This building here, I believe, is the same as before. It doesn't seem like it's changed much, but they've added the new trees here, obviously. I'm wondering if they've changed out the floor in here, because I believe the inside here was a bit dark before, but it's brighter now, which is nice. Won't be looking at Port Sarim because they've not actually changed anything there, but we haven't checked out Draynor yet. So here we got the village of Draynor. They've obviously changed the buildings here too. These are the same buildings as you find in Lumbridge now. So they've simply added those here as well. The interior, I believe, has been changed a bit. Included modernized bookshelves and beds. The bank itself has definitely had a glow up as well. I like that. The bankers have got their hands on the desk ready to take your items. There's a bit of a fog in the air. It's not nighttime here anymore. Previously, it was always nighttime in Draynor. They've now made it a bit overcast, foggy. I like that vibe, you know, with creepy Draynor Manor looming over the village. It's got a good vibe to it with the fog. Water pump here. They've opened up this section. I think this might have been open in RuneScape 3 though. I think it's closed off in old school. Interiors have all been changed here too, which is nice. Mysterious old man lives in this house. Looks cozy upstairs. Crafting pottery house seems to have had a new pottery oven implemented. Maybe a new wood burning stove there too. Have they changed anything in the sewer system? We'll have a look. Nope, sewer system still looks the same, so we'll climb right back up again. So it's mainly surface level changes rather than the entirety of everything, which is perfectly fine. Can't forget to check out the witch's house. Aggie's cauldron is still there. She got her dyes on her shelf. Some cheese up here, new bed. It's all looking quite good. They've refurbished the Draynor jail too, so that looks good now. A little bit bloody in here, but yeah, moving on. They did go over the ground texture here a while back, but today they've mainly changed the trees. They might have changed some of the interiors before as well, but the building kits, the exteriors and walls have all changed today. They've toned down the amount of fog in the swamp, which is good. That was a bit intense before. Got a good creepy vibe to it. I think they've struck a good balance here. Obviously nothing has changed over in the desert area yet, so I won't be going over there. Down here in Lumbridge town, we've got a new church, slightly polished insides. If we head on over across the river, these buildings were included a while back. They're not in old school, I believe. They've been taken over by goblins. This one isn't old school, but I think it's a lot more deconstructed than it is here. Got the cow field, is always good. Bit of a refresh on the farm area here, looks good. Will say I really like the direction they're going with for the art style in all these areas. Oh, wait, that was not right. There's missing collision, I'll have to report that. There's a whole fence there missing. Like I was saying, I really like the direction the art style is taking here. There was a time period where the art style wasn't great, and they were going in a quite weird direction of hyper-realism. I feel like this fits far better into the aesthetic that the game should have. It still looks familiar, but in a refreshed, remastered sort of way. I want to say this entire farm has been updated graphically with the walls anyway. The inside might be similar to before, but I don't think the outside looked that way before. This area is quite nice and open. I'm wondering if they've replaced the trees in the Archaeology Guild with these new ones. It sort of seems like it, actually. So I suppose that's to keep a consistent art style with the trees. Yeah, it does seem like those rounded trees I mentioned earlier have been replaced by these new ones. Other than that, the Archaeology Guild has looked nice this entire time anyway. I don't believe the wall kits here have been replaced because everything here looked quite modern already. It was updated not super long ago anyway. Archaeology is relatively new. If anything here, they blended in the new wooden fences, but I believe everything here was quite new. If anything, they've moved the fences that were here to the rest of the game. But yeah, the trees here are definitely new. Which is, I mean, it's fine. I like these new trees. I'd say the updated new normal tree is closer to what oaks and willows and yews would look like. So in a sense, I'm happy that they've gone with that style rather than the round ones. They took what I liked about the round ones and they incorporated it into the other trees. Mainly the foliage is quite nice. I like how dense it feels in forests, as well as particularly this area right here feels quite dense with trees, which is nice. This area feels nice and rocky. This area here specifically has been touched up quite heavily, but the fort itself hasn't had too much changes. I mean, the fort looks good as it is, so they wouldn't need to change much. Here we have some examples of the round trees I was mentioning earlier. So I'm glad that there are still traces of them, you know. I'm thinking these trees might be a lot heavier on your computer to render because they have quite a lot of detail. Maybe more so than the trees that they've gone with outside of the fort. As you can see here, side by side, you've got the trees they've gone with and then the rounder trees I mentioned. You can tell that there's a higher graphical fidelity in the rounded trees, but these trees probably allow them to place more of them in a general close vicinity of each other without having massive performance drops. So it's a nice balance of updating the look while keeping performance optimized as well. And obviously it seems like they've kept the rounded trees in the grove here, which is fine. I think it's nice having variety. I don't think every single normal tree needs to look the same, just slightly rotated, so it's good. They don't look that different either anyway, so that's always nice. This area has been touched up a little bit, but not too much. I'm wondering if they've maybe fixed up a little bit of the rocks in this area. Added the new trees, of course, but the lighting generally stays the same. And obviously this building here is the same as before as well. Yeah, not too much done here. Let's make our way around here to Varrock and see what they've changed there, because there's been some heavy changes to Varrock. Right off the bat here, I noticed that the wall kit has been completely changed. They've got that new stony texture to everything. Let's enter the city. Got the new trees here. There's a lot of grass, a lot of new fence. The new stone has been added. These buildings are different to Lumbridge's, as you'll notice. There's just pure stone here rather than the stone and wood combo. But the inside is still wood, of course. They've refreshed the building's interiors. They've got a lot of string going on. I noticed these as well in Lumbridge. They've got these banners. I'm wondering if that's related to the 25th anniversary celebration that they've decorated the cities a little bit extra with. The floor texture in here has been updated. But generally, I think wall kit is the main thing they've changed, because I believe interiors have been updated over time anyway. I really like the new stone kits that they've done. There's a lot of detail in it, and it feels three-dimensional in a way that some wall kits haven't in the past, where they felt more flat like textures. These might not necessarily even be modeled this way. It could be a lighting method that they've used to create shadows in certain areas of the texture, which is a great way to save on performance while making the game look really nice in the process. You can see the cases in here themselves haven't been changed, but the floor, I believe, has definitely been changed, and the wooden staircase here as well. I'm wondering if we can get a contrast from the old look by going downstairs. Yeah, we can. So this is more in line with what it looked like before, and you go upstairs to get the new look of it. I'm thinking they'll probably tackle the free-to-play underground at some point and refresh all of that. Probably in their pipeline for the future. We've got the new bank in place here as well, the new bank booths. Moving on down to the slums of Varrock. Here's they've got a massive rock here. I like it. It adds some character to this spot. It would feel a little bit empty otherwise. So yeah, it's very random, but I enjoy it. I do love clutter, to be honest. And the amount of grass everywhere is fantastic. That looks good. We've got the bar tavern area here. We make our way down out of this section again. I'm wondering if that's supposed to stay open, or if it's because it doesn't stay open in old school. And we got the rune shop. Looks cozy. It's impressive how they've managed to keep the same size while making the walls feel thicker, because I believe all the Varrock walls in old school are quite thin. So for the kit they've used here, they managed to keep it slim, but also it feels quite thick at the same time. A dilapidated house. It feels quite cozy to run through these streets as well, which is nice. It's a nice feeling. Here we got the tavern. Tavern looks a little bit empty. I feel like it could do with a couple more sitting locations. Kind of spread them across the sides here, but I wish there was a little bit more in the middle there. Looked a little bit empty. Sword shop looks good. Make our way up to the center of town. At the general store, and we've got the clothes store there on the side. Fountain still has the same graphics as before. The statues also look the same as before here. Rest of the area has been upgraded though. The stalls here, for example, this one looks more in keen to what it was before. If we make our way up here, they've added a stone pathway rather than, I believe it was just a texture before. So now there's actual stone placed down on the sides to make a path. This also looks like it's been refreshed a bit. And the inside of the castle itself also looks completely refurbished, so that's really nice. If we head upstairs here quick, got an archery training room on the inside here, the barracks for the guards. Their little in-house church sports the new prayer altar that seems to be for Ceridomin, so it looks really good. You gotta check out the top floor as well. And the rock in general looks really solid compared to how thin it was before, and I really like that style to it. A new library for Reldo looks good. We can make our way out to the side here. The new wall kit they've gone with for the city looks great. It really fits in nicely. You can tell they've used the same stone color for both the buildings and the Varrock wall, and it just flows really nicely between each other. Okay, let's check out the Grand Exchange then, which already looked quite up to date, to be honest. So I don't feel like they've done too much here, even though they do say they've touched it up quite nicely. But I guess by adding this new wall around everything, then, you've got it upgraded. So spirit trees still look the same as they did before. And you can see how pixelated the leaf and foliage looked before compared to what it looks like now. It's far more defined and higher resolution. Good comparison there, yeah. Yeah, I'd say that the stone wall and the trees are the main thing that's changed here. The general inside area of the Grand Exchange already looked really good, so they haven't needed to change too much of that here. Maybe they've got some new fountains and stuff added in as well, so they've definitely touched up a little bit here. They've now got the clan portal here. So this is where you would go to enter your clan's citadel, and that was down by Falador before, so that's all been moved up here. You've got some statues from different bossing cups that they've done, community events. Here you can get your cloak and badge for your clan to represent it. You've also got your Vex guy here that gives you a teleport, which begs the question, have they removed the teleport you get down to South Falador in that case? Does it go here now instead, which would be a direct teleport to the Grand Exchange, which already exists? So if we do check this out, you can teleport with the Clan Vexilium. The teleport still takes you south of Falador, and then also to Prifddinas. The clan teleport going south of Falador was actually hotfixed the day after I recorded this, so enjoy my experimentation with it later in the video. In-game, it now goes to Grand Exchange instead. While we're here by the Grand Exchange entrance, we should check out this big free open area now, and it's nice to see that the old creepy genie man, who was the mascot for microtransactions, is no longer here with his giant elephant house, or whatever that was supposed to be. The Cooking Guild has gotten the new stone walls as well, so that's good. Have a look inside here, it looks good. Juliet's house has gotten the new texture stone walls and interiors. Gertrude's house has also had a glow up. We haven't quite seen the entirety of the city yet, so let's head back in again. Here we got West Bank. I got a little bit disoriented when I walked in here because I'm so used to seeing the old school one. So seeing bank booths on both sides was a little bit off-putting. Definitely modernized though, with the new stone and ground textures. All the bank booths have been updated. The smithing shop has had something removed, I believe. I feel like there was something here before, for some reason. So it looks empty to me there now. I just can't put my finger on what it was. Was there maybe a bar smelter there? I'm not sure. Staff's Battle Staff shop looks like this. And if we make our way down to this section, got some broken buildings down here still. This is where Gertrude's cat has been moved in RuneScape 3. You don't go to the sawmill anymore. You've got a tanner or there, and then you've got that one Shield of Arav west area down there too. So as we make our way over the river, you'll notice there's a new bridge here. I like this style. It's fitting for the Barbarian Village that's right next to here. On the note of Barbarian Village, it looks like they've updated the spikes, and the huts have also gotten a nice clean update here. These roofs look really nice now. It's an incredibly bright fire going there, but it's good. Massive gaping hole in the middle here. It's very difficult to miss this hole now. It blended in very easily before. You will not miss that hole for sure. Shell's playing on the guitar, looking cozy. I like these changes. And then finally the long hall area, also looking good. Let's make our way up here then. River's got some nice width to it. Doesn't look like a little puddle in the middle of here. All of this has been updated with new stone. It looks very collapsed in a good way, obviously. They've got the stone textures update, and they've got these buildings looking nice too. It seems like they've gone with the Lumbridge and Draynor style for these ones. So they've got the stone on the bottom, wood on the top. Interior looks good as well. This building is a bit weird to me because it has 2 floors, but there's no way of reaching the second floor as far as I can tell. There's a trapdoor going downstairs, but there's no ladder or anything going upstairs. And yet, looking at the outside, you'd expect there to be a second floor. So curious, very curious. I'm sure the bank has been updated with the new bank booths. Yep, and they've got a staircase there. New bank booths, reminiscent of old school style. Then we've got the furnace over here. They made sure the color of this building is more in line with the stone color that they've used for everything else. This is a weird building because you can't actually enter inside of it, but it doesn't stand out as much as it did before, which is good. The wilderness wall going here. I'm not sure if they've made the wall a little bit darker, at least for these ground pieces, because I'm wondering if it was a little bit lighter like this big structure here before, which has far lower resolution on its texture than seems to be that these ones have. Right, so over here, the monasteries had a nice glow up. This wall is completely new, and the garden might also be new. I'm gonna say that the cabbages have been updated. Oh yeah, look at how nice this little garden is now. I feel like this is a good representation of how Havenheith is gonna look like, with how detailed and decorative the areas become once they've done a remaster of it. Fountains look really nice with the water. Have a quick look inside. There isn't too much here because of the tight corridors, but can I go upstairs for a little quick look? Not too much to see up here either, but obviously they've changed the interior decorations, the beds and all that. Got a really nice looking altar here too. Alright, so as far as this area up here goes, they've touched it up, but they haven't done too much with it, and that goes for the entire Falador region. They've touched up bits and pieces, but they haven't done too much, so there's not going to be as many differences in this area. Maybe the wall kits and stuff haven't been changed as much as other places. I'm pretty sure these trees are the same as before. They updated evergreens not super long ago, so they probably didn't feel like they needed to change those much. I reckon they might have added some new stone textures to some of the rocks just to make it feel a little bit more natural. Maybe included new stone wall textures and the like of that. Like this building here, for example, looks the same as before. And all of this generally also looks the same as before. All the stone here, Bandos's remains, portal looks the same. And it looks like Goblin Village is generally the same too, so they might have just added small details. Generally the same for this here. This wall hasn't been changed at all, and I don't imagine the buildings here look the same too. Yeah, so not too much has changed here. They've included the new trees into the area, of course, but there's a bit less to look at here, so I'll just kind of skim over this bit. But it looks good with these new trees. I can't remember exactly if the cliff here for Berthorpe was like this before, or if it has recently been changed. The inside of this place seems relatively similar to before, though. I don't think they've done anything here in particular. That cliff may have been changed on Monday, or it may have been changed earlier. I can't quite remember. The buildings in Berthorpe are using the new style, as in Edgeville, Lumbridge, and in Draynor now. This cart here is still sporting the same graphics as before, so not everything here has been changed to the same degree as Lumbridge and Draynor has. But we do see the new housing kits here at least, and there are a lot of things that have been updated. And then the Heroes Guild has not been touched. That's still the same as before. This here has changed quite drastically. This was a lot bigger before. There was podiums and everything here. Now it's just a little bank booth and the challenge person right there. They've cleared out all of that. And then the seasonal hub, which they generally have in this area right here, seems to have been removed. Probably part of their decluttering process, really, because that was right here. We'll see what happens once a new holiday event comes around, if they add it there or not. Yeah, not too much has changed in this area itself. Small tidbits here and there, new trees and the like, but maybe new fences as well. This area here hasn't been changed too much either. This area here has heavily been changed because it seems they've included the newly added Dark Wizard's Tower. If we have a look here, they've moved the crystal tree towards the Falador wall. The witch's house is still in the same area right up here. But if we make our way down this pathway, which is all brand new, so I'm not entirely sure why they say they've had considerable work done rather than fully updated, because I feel like this is fully updated. This area feels like it should be a green marked area on their update map because it's been completely reworked. But there's a nice pathway now that goes up to the tower itself, which looks fantastic. Very creepy interiors, very Zamarakian. And then on the side here, there's a staircase that goes up to the second floor. Unless we can keep going up on the same staircase here to the top floor, which you can actually go outside now. Quite high up too. It really overlooks the castle, doesn't it, from this perspective? And you can go inside the top bit here too. And here you've got Xandar's little office. That is very neat. So on the outside of things, they moved the coal mine that was over there now closer to the tower itself over here. We've got some silver and some coal there. And then the makeover mage and the photo booth is located down here. And you can see this building here uses the old housing kits still. So I almost feel like the contrast has been increased on the building for some reason. Yeah, I'm wondering if they'll plan to change any of that, because that's generally what buildings looked like before the change today in most locations. Here you got the new crafting guild that was updated not super long ago, back in 2025. So don't really need to change too much on that. But as you can see here, all of this area here was reserved for the clan camp that's now located in the Grand Exchange earlier. So if I do a teleport to this location, I should just pop in somewhere, I imagine. There's a little random tent here. And now it's just a big, nice forest, which is, I like it. They've also removed the massive Armadillian Tower, which was in this area before, which begs the question, where are the characters that you talk to in there now? That would be good to find out. So if I do a teleport to south of Falador clan camp now, where does it take me? It does take me south of Falador. There's just not a whole lot here for me to teleport to now. I wonder why they kept that and didn't move it to the Grand Exchange. It is a more useful teleport there, but it doesn't really take you to the purpose of this item anymore. Melzar's Maze has also been completely removed. There's a little cabbage patch here now, but there was a big building here before for Dragon Slayer 1 quest. And that is now this little tower entrance. It does fit more naturally into the environment, so I do like the change. I don't have the key on me. Can I enter here? I can. It takes me deep down into like a watery cave. And this is now where the mansion essentially is. This was what was on the overworld before. I do apparently have the key on me, so we can enter here and check it out. I noticed one curious thing. If I run over to this table, the shadows will appear. A little bit eerie. Definitely has a far more ominous vibe to it now, I would say. So yeah. And then going around the side here is probably where you exit out of when you're done with the whole maze thing. Yeah, there's a trapdoor here. It has a very ominous vibe to it. I really like that. It feels far more dramatic than it did before, which is good. And it's also decluttered quite a good chunk of the overworld here. It's opened up for more forest, which is a really nice vibe that I enjoy in this southern Falador area. It's nice that it's more foliage and grass and trees. Remington hasn't been touched too much, if at all. So we'll just like swiftly pass by that. It does seem that they've added the trees in this area, but they haven't changed Port Sarim at all. So this is the only bit that's been touched up a little bit. I just noticed that there's an Armadillian-looking stone statue right here. Teleport up to Armadill's Tower. That must be where it's been moved to. So the tower now is just all in the sky, okay? I mean, that works, doesn't it? And here are the characters that were standing around down there before. Go to the top floor here. I think maybe using a different skybox would have been better because it's very blue up here. Maybe one where you can see the ground below you. Like, for example, the Clan Citadel skybox would have maybe been better. As it is, it's just, you're looking at a lot of blue below you, but yeah. Oh, cool, a Kingly Impling. So Falador itself, I don't believe has changed too much. The walls of the city are the same. The kits on the walls of the buildings are the same, so I don't think too much has changed here. Doesn't look bad. The inside of the bank has been updated. These trees are the same as before. They're also base trees. You can see the difference there between those two. Falador doesn't necessarily look too bad, but you know, if you want to completely refresh everything, then you can see what I mean by the wall textures not feeling as three-dimensional in the older style compared to the new style in Varrock, which I mentioned. Specifically on this wall right here, you see it's very flat. Even though it has a stone wall texture to it, the ones in Varrock now look like they pop out more and they have more shadows in between the rock cracks. These ones do not at all whatsoever. Yeah, this is a good example of what it looked like before in Varrock versus what it looks like now. Though in terms of... Oh, whoa, okay, wait, hold on a second. So they've changed this bridge. This is very, very new. And frankly, I feel like it stands out a bit now because it doesn't have the same color palette as the walls do. The ground texture of the bridge also does not match the other texture on the ground here whatsoever. So it feels very out of place. It feels very out of place here. I feel like maybe this should be what the walls look like. I don't know if that will be something they'll continue updating later. But maybe that's the level of detail that Varrock has now compared to what Falador has. So maybe that would be nice to have changed at some point. I'm not sure if they'll be going back over this additionally to keep refining it and making it look better. But that bridge was a good contrast of what Varrock looks like now compared to what Falador looks like now too. You can see how much more detail there is in Varrock. You can see these rocks north of Falador have been updated. They've also got the anniversary tree here, which you can check out for yourself if you want to. Teleport you somewhere. And then they've added the new rock walls to this area here. These seem to have been tweaked a little bit. One of these in particular had a hole in them before, which I'm not seeing anymore. Which begs the question, where is that little coin now that you could pick up here while doing a divination minigame sort of thing? Normally you would be able to see the coin, but you just couldn't click on it before. I can't even find it here at the moment. It used to be inside a circular hole in this rock here, but that's been completely changed now. Now, Wizard's Tower is blue, so they've done considerable work on this area, but they haven't totally changed it. So the wall kit itself looks the same as before, and the interior also does look the same. So I don't think they've changed anything with the building itself. The grass and trees outside have been changed. Maybe the rock textures around here has been changed a little bit, but I don't think they've changed too much of the assets and what it looked like as a whole before. It generally has the same feeling to it. And I feel like they've used the same rocks that they had here before too, but they've maybe changed the color and texture of them a little bit. That's what I mean by changing the rock style. They've not updated the model itself, but they've changed the texture and color of it. If we go upstairs, we'll see that this generally looks the same. Like they haven't changed anything here, so that's fine. The top of the tower still looks the same as well. Will say I'm very happy with the changes though, specifically to Varrock and Lumbridge and Draynor. They look fantastic now. And I do have to check one final thing. So this bridge here is quite nice. They've even added some shine, which is kind of curious. They've added a shine texture to the bridge itself as a form of reflective light system. I think it might just be some textures they've added inside of it, but it actually does work quite well to make it shine. That's not something I've seen they've done anywhere else in the game. But I wanted to check out this water barrel. There's been a whole memes going on about this water barrel. They've made a reference here. I almost believe they've made a reference here. This barrel was impaled into this fence here for, I want to say, years. It seems like it's taken permanent damage and there's a hole in it now, so it's got a leak, but it doesn't seem like the water's going down very fast, so it might take a couple of years before this runs out. Last week, this thing was larger than the player's character. It was quite funny. They've done some memes with that thing. That's the gist of it. Some really nice graphic changes. I'm very happy with them. I really like the direction they're going with this, and I'm excited to see what's coming next.